So this case study is about, let me give a brief overview. So this is for the industry for manufacturing, and the technologies which is used in this case study is WordPress, Google Cloud Platform. So many of the people think that you cannot integrate cloud computing and web development, but now cloud computing has given enough platform to web developers, because they can easily focus on the code rather than the server maintenance and domain name buying and every other stuff. You have to just focus on the work that you are doing and the code that you are building. So yeah, suppose you are a web developer, so you need more members also in your team. So there will be a project coordinator, which will be more of a project manager, which knows the end-to-end working of all the projects, and they will be working. They will be closely working with the client also if there is a request or a demand to change any particular features. So it will be the responsibility of the project coordinator to make sure that the developers, they know the demand, they know what the problem is that they are solving, and then once it is solved, so they have to pitch it or present it to the client. And there will be a UX designer, which will be completely, see, front end developer development would be the coding, but UX designing is how the thing is looking. What you see is what you get. For example, in this particular slide, you can see that this is a box of text. Similarly, there will be some objects or shapes here. So this is a role of a UX designer, which will see that the end user or the public that are using your platform, they do not have any issues, and they know what they are seeing and what they want. For example, if you have seen any UPI apps, so for example, this is your mobile screen. So you can see that always the pay button is here, because this is where our thumb is, and they want that the user, they do not have to search a lot or move their fingers a lot. They have to see that there is a minimum effort done by a user to pay. That's why even in any, be it Paytm, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, you see that once you are done with the transaction ID and your anything, the product, so there will be a pay section at the bottom of the screen every time. So that is the work of UI UX designer. Then there will be developers like you. So there will be two more developers, because it's a small project comparatively, so there is a less number of developers. Similarly, this can be scaled into a team of 40 and 50. So key requirements. So this case study is about a project in which they have any e-commerce website or even a dynamic blogging website, but their main catch is that they are trying to grab the attention of the entire world. That's why the website is to be in 8 different languages. So Hindi, English, Spanish, etc. So they are catering to a global public, and that's why they need that there should be a automatic translation. They do not want that, they want that there should be not a single particular language or main language like English. They need that as per the region of the user or the public, their native language should be translated into the website that they are looking onto. So that will be automatically translated, and there will be an option to oversee the translation. This means that there should not be any grammatical mistake or syntactical error. Semantic errors also mean, um, for example, if I say मैं अच्छा हूँ, so that will be converted into English as I am feeling good, or I, instead of my quality is good. So this is just a basic random example of a semantics, which means that if you are working in a particular language, so the meaning of the language should be same, be it translating into any language. And if there are any changes necessary, so that would be instantly corrected. You have to complete with the model, you have to train the model in that way. So what we are doing in this project is using Google Cloud, Vision AI, WordPress would be for the front end stuff mostly, but the Vision AI would be primarily used for translating the language automatically instead of manual interventions. And there should be a custom login module, which means that the entire website, right from the first page to the last page, should be as per the region of the public that they are using, that are using the website. Okay, so how to approach? If you remember, I think half an hour ago, I had told you the entire roadmap of how the project is started, right from the bargaining with the client to the SRS to the Scrum meetings to actual coding and then testing of the completed code. So similarly, there's an approach of how if we are a if we are a company that we are looking onto the website which is completely translating the language, the blog or anything, any commerce to the native language, here in this case 8 different languages, so what will the approach? So see, you are doing something new, so you have to take a reference or you have to take some guidance so that there is no mistake and you can complete the entire project in stipulated time frame only and there is no delays. Because one thing that is really important is sticking into a time frame, because client needs it. The entire project depends on one thing, that is time and money. They are providing the money, so that means that they are entitled to get the project on time, because that is, they are dependent on you. So that's why you have to take a reference. Major requirement will be here to cater to a global public. So you have to do on spot and effective translation. There should not be a delay in translating, and the accuracy should be above 97%, close to 99%. So that's why you have to take a reference. You can see all the existing websites, what the technologies they are using, what's the theme they are using. Like, in this case we are using Vision AI, but some companies can use Amazon Web Services, the Poly is the name of the technology in AWS. So you have to see that which will be giving you the best thing in the least cost possible. Second would be domain name registrations and web hosting. So even before the coding, there is a separate process and a huge task of uh, buying your domain name. For example, google.com. If you try to create your website with the same name, they will say that, this domain is already reserved with another company. So you have to see what will be the name of your website. It should be globally unique in the entire world. So that's why. So, and then the web hosting would be easier if you are doing with a Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, or any cloud computing, because they will be taking some money, but they will be completely responsible of hosting it. But instead of this, if you want your own hosting, your own intervention in between, so you can see how to buy particular server, who should be responsible for maintaining the server, and this all thing would be constituted in web hosting. So you have to check with the clients, like what are their specifications or their requirements. Are they happy to transfer all their data to cloud? Because some clients or some companies have some reservations, like they do not want their data in the cloud. They want a completely secured some secure storage. So as per their prior demands and requests, you have to see respectively. Then starts the design of the e-commerce or any content event. For in this case, I was saying that, as you know, a lot of YouTubers, they are turned into travel bloggers. So They create their own content driven websites in which they can give some reviews to the restaurants, to tourist places, etc. So they want that instead of a particular language, they need to convert into a global audience, and they have to translate that particular language into their specific regional languages. So you have to give importance into this. The primary objective or being effective and on spot translation. Second would be the theme. The UI UX designer, they will be seeing on to the importance of text size, font, theme they are using, how to convert from light theme to dark theme, anything like that. So you have to first create an entire model, an entire chart, and then only you will start working on the code. If you have started haphazardly in the code, and then there will be a lot of changes, so that will be leading to a lot of time waste. So that's why first you have to, the it's the work of the project manager or the project coordinator. They have to see that the entire roadmap is being done, and then only the coding is start. And if they have any questions in between, so it will be the responsibility of project manager to clear it via the client. So yeah, the product's positioning, user experience, everything, even the dark patterns, like you have to see for buy, there will be always a brightly colored button, but for cancel, that will be a little smaller one without any background color, without any actual button. It would be just a simple line. So that is called the dark patterns, so that you try to lure the users more and more into the website. So this is the actual approach of how we start a project. Then yeah, in the next part we could also see that the code, the breaking of methods, what will be the pages, how can we uh, how can we split it into functions so that there will be a modularity. And modularity means that you can use the particular function again and again whenever you want. For example, the form in which they write their address, that could be used in multiple times. Like one will be during the profile creation, second would be once, like in Amazon, once you try to add something to your cart, so they ask you which address do you want it to be delivered, so you can use that form there also. So yeah, the entire complete uh, I mean that this project would take a lot of months, but I have tried to reduce it into this 1 hour session. If you have any doubts regarding this approach or even the key requirements, you are free to ask anything. Okay, so that's it for the requirements and the approach of this. I told you what was the project overview, the team that would be constituting this.